The Nintendo Switch Online has been up for debate on whether or not the subscription service is actually worth it or not, but I honestly and truly believe that now that we have Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games on the service, it's 100% worth the subscription price. So a lot of people have been up in arms lately about our good friend, the Nintendo Switch here, and especially its Nintendo Switch Online, the NSO. I think it's great. I've talked about it before in the past on this channel. I think the NSO is wonderful. I think it's a great way to introduce a younger audience to a bunch of old retro games that kind of put Nintendo on the map, you know, and let a new generation get to play those games. But a big problem was the pricing. I have it pulled up on the screen behind me and I realize you're probably not gonna be able to see it, so I might just put it on the screen. But let's talk about some of those prices really quick. For $19.99 a year, you just get the regular Nintendo Switch Online, which gives you online play, Nintendo Entertainment System, Super Nintendo, and Game Boy games, save data, Nintendo Switch Online, special offers. That's it. Cool. But if you pay the $49.99 a year, you get online play, Nintendo Entertainment Switch Online, Super Nintendo, Game Boy, Save Data Cloud, Nintendo Switch Online app, special offers, Nintendo 64, Game Boy Advance, Mario Kart 8 Booster Pass, Animal Crossing New Horizons Happy Home Paradise, Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion, Sega Genesis. Now, you can divide that up between a regular individual person paying for it, or you can do a family plan. You can do monthly, you can do, I think, 3 months, you can do yearly. If you find a couple of people and just do the family plan, it's not that expensive if you just pay for the year, considering you get everything you get. And like I mentioned, they just recently put Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games on the Nintendo Switch Online. Adding Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games to me personally makes the NSO worth it, because listen to some of the games that they provide you with. So Game Boy games included at launch include Tetris, Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX, Gargoyle's Quest, Game & Watch Gallery 3, Alone in the Dark, The New Nightmare, Metroid 2, Return of Samus, Wario Land 3, and Kirby's Dream Land. You can use the Game Boy Pocket, and Game Boy Color filters by going into your menu, selecting any one of them, loading up your favorite game, and it's already right there, ready to play for you, just like in Link's Awakening DX. Everything's in beautiful color. It's wonderful, it's great, it's fantastic. The Game Boy Advance offers these wonderful titles: Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3, WarioWare Inc., Mega Microgames, Kuro Kuro Kurin, Mario Kart Super Circuit, Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, and The Legend of Zelda The Minish Cap. The trailer that they showed on February 8th teases Metroid Fusion, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, Fire Emblem, F-Zero Maximum Velocity, and Golden Sun. Pretty freaking fantastic lineup of games right there at the start. I mean, for the Game Boy Advance, you get Minish Cap, one of my personal favorite Legend of Zelda games, period. And that's a launch. That's insane. And then you look at the games that are coming for it. You have Golden Sun. It's the first time Nintendo has really talked about Golden Sun in a very, very long time. Does that mean anything? I don't know. We could, look into it and kind of speculate and hope and create rumors and all these things that maybe a potential new iteration will come to the Switch. I don't know. Needless to say, though, it's still pretty exciting and fantastic that people younger than myself, because I grew up playing Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, these new younger generations now can grow up playing some of the best games ever. I mean, look at the Nintendo 64. We just got GoldenEye. And it's honestly kind of crazy to think that the Nintendo Switch Online version is the only one with online multiplayer, whereas the Xbox version, which, by the way, if you own a physical copy of Rare Replay, you cannot download for free GoldenEye onto Rare Replay. But if you own the digital version of Rare Replay, you can download it for free. It's a weird thing, it's a weird workaround, but the Xbox version has couch co-op only, no online play. That's kind of strange to me, to be honest with you, considering Nintendo's online infrastructure really isn't the best, which I guess is an argument that some people have for why the NSO isn't worth it. But yeah, you'd think the Xbox version would have the online play, cause it's Xbox? Okay, whatever. I personally wasn't the biggest fan of GoldenEye, so I didn't care. I'm excited for everyone who's excited, but I didn't pick it up. I didn't download it on the NSO. I can, it's there, it's free, I can play it, but it's just GoldenEye. They didn't update the controls or anything like that, so it's not like a modern day. On the NSO anyway. On the Xbox, it's got modern day controls. Unlike Metroid Prime Remastered, which does have modern day first person shooter control. Today, just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the NSO. So, really curious to see what your guys' thoughts and opinions are on this, because I know before I made a video and I had a few comments saying that they still don't think it's worth it and stuff like that, but I really do think now, especially with Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games here and more coming, and just them always putting out new games every month, I think it's a pretty good time to hop on, especially with Pokemon Day coming up on February 27th. Who knows? Are we about to see the Game Boy Pokemon games? Maybe even Game Boy Advance? I mean, we could potentially get like Red, Blue, Yellow on like that day, February 27th. It could just be a shadow drop. And then like in March, get Gold, Silver, Crystal, or anything like that. We can get Ruby and Sapphire one day, maybe Emerald, maybe even Fire Red and Leaf Green. It's pretty freaking exciting if you ask me. So if you don't have it now, maybe you should get on that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.